Making the right trade can change the fortune of an NBA franchise, and there are a lot of moves that can prove this claim right. Still, there have been many trade proposals in NBA history that did not go through for different reasons and could have shaped the league totally different from what we know right now. So in this video, we will look back at 10 potential trades that didn't happen and makes us wonder what could have been if they did. Number 10, Charles Barkley to the Lakers. Charles Barkley started his career with the Philadelphia 76ers after being drafted 5th overall in the 1984 NBA draft. Being only 6'6", he played the power forward position and, at the same time, was capable to run like a guard. He didn't back down against nobody and made 4 consecutive All-NBA first-team selections from 1988 to 1991, while being the NBA leading rebounder in the 1986-87 season with 14.6 rebounds per game. Despite being one of the best players in the league, Barkley and Philadelphia decided to part ways simply because they could not beat the rest of the East together. Barkley was ready to go west and wanted Phoenix, LA, and Portland as potential destinations. In 1992, the Lakers were still shocked by Magic Johnson's retirement, and they needed another superstar to take over the team. As Sir Charles recalled on one interview, he got a call from his agent who told him that he was traded to the Lakers. Barkley, being Barkley, got drunk after the news and later got another call to receive the news that the Sixers backed off from the trade. They should have gotten James Worthy and Eldon Campbell from the Lakers in exchange for Barkley and Ron Anderson. Barkley ended up in Phoenix winning the MVP award in his first season with the Suns and leading the team to the NBA Finals. Number 9. Tracy McGrady to the Sixers. In 1999, Tracy McGrady was one of the most promising young players in the league. The Toronto Raptors drafted him 2 years prior straight out of high school. However, McGrady wanted to be the main man on the team, and he could not get that role since the Raptors already had Vince Carter. The Raptors put him on the trading block and received many offers. The one that almost got through would have sent McGrady and a future first-round pick to the Philadelphia 76ers for Larry Hughes. Going to Philly would not put McGrady in a situation to be the best player on the team since the Sixers had Allen Iverson, but it would definitely have a huge impact on the league. Iverson was on top of the game and led the Sixers to the 2001 NBA Finals. If he had McGrady by his side, the Sixers would have been much more competitive against the Lakers. However, that trade fell apart, and the Raptors traded McGrady to the Orlando Magic the following summer for a 2005 first-round pick. McGrady was NBA's leading scorer for 2 years in a row before moving to Houston. Number 8. Harden for Thompson swap. At the beginning of the 2010s, the Golden State Warriors and the Oklahoma City Thunder had a lot in common. They were both packed with young talent after making great draft selections in recent years. The Warriors had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, while the Thunder were led by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. The Thunder made it to the 2012 NBA Finals, which was amazing for such a young team, but it was clear that they simply cannot keep the 3 young superstars. Harden was the 6th man on the team, and it was clear that he would be the one to go. When the Warriors heard that Harden was available, were very interested in bringing him in. The Thunder were ready to do business with him, but they wanted Klay Thompson and draft picks, while the Warriors were ready to just dump players that they wanted off from their salary cap. The trade did not go through, and we can only imagine what could have happened if it did. The Warriors would probably never build the dynasty they did with selfless players, as Curry and Harden would probably not work well together. Harden was traded to the Houston Rockets, while Klay is still with the Warriors with 4 rings on his fingers. Number 7. Chris Paul to the Lakers. At number 7, we have Chris Paul trade to the Lakers, which actually was all set, but the league did not approve it. Back in 2011, the Lakers were back-to-back champions led by Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol. Pau was arguably the best point guard in the league with the Hornets, and the Lakers wanted to put him right next to Kobe. The 3-team deal that would have sent Paul to the Lakers, Lamar Odom, Kevin Martin, and Louis Scola to New Orleans, and Pau Gasol to Houston was reported as done. But then these things got a weird twist. A year before the trade, the New Orleans Hornets owner sold their shares to the league, which meant that the franchise-altering decisions would ultimately be reviewed by the league. So there were numerous owners that pushed NBA Commissioner David Stern to veto the deal, which he eventually did. Powell ended up with the Clippers, where he failed to win anything in 7 seasons. Odom got traded to Dallas, and that was the beginning of the end of his career. The Lakers managed to sign Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, but that was a big failure, and Kobe never got another chance to play for the championship. Number 6, Kevin Garnett to the Lakers. Kevin Garnett was one of the best players in the league in the 2000s and won the MVP award in 2004. In 2007, he had spent 12 years with the struggling Minnesota Timberwolves, and after he realized that he could not lead them even to the playoffs, it was time for him to go. The Timberwolves were ready to make that change, and there were numerous teams interested in the big ticket. Garnett had a couple of preferable destinations like the Lakers and the Celtics. He was a close friend of Kobe Bryant, and they shared mutual respect. The Lakers were ready to trade Lamar Odom and Andrew Bynum for Garnett, which seemed like a fair deal for both sides. However, the Timberwolves' general manager at the time, Kevin McHale, was a former Celtic, and he still had connections with the team from Boston. His former teammate, Danny Ainge, was the Celtics' GM, and McHale decided to do him a little favor. Garnett ended up being traded to Boston in the largest trade for a single player, as the Celtics sent 5 players and 2 draft picks to Minnesota. The Celtics and the Lakers met in the following NBA Finals, and KG had a major role in Celtics' first title after 22 years. Number 5, Scotty Pippen to Seattle. Back in 1993, the basketball world was shocked after Michael Jordan announced his retirement and left the Chicago Bulls after winning 3 consecutive championships. Scottie Pippen was the one who took over the leadership role with the Bulls, but failed to take them all the way. After the following season, the Bulls were considering trading Pippen, who was not particularly happy with the contract he had with the team. The Seattle Supersonics were a suitable trade partner as they were ready to send Shawn Kemp and a 2-time Sixth Man of the Year winner, Ricky Pierce, to Chicago. The trade would have sent Pippen to the team that originally drafted him with the 5th pick in the 1987 NBA draft, but luckily it did not go through. Why I say luckily is because when Jordan was asked if he would have returned to the Bulls if Pippen had not been there, he said, probably not. So Pippen stayed with the Bulls, Jordan came back, and they went on for another 3-peat, including the 1996 NBA Finals win against the Sonics. Number 4, Steph Curry to the Suns. When Steph Curry was coming out of college, he was a great shooter, but was also labeled as skinny and undersized, whose body was not even close to the NBA level. Still, the Golden State Warriors selected him 7th overall at the 2009 NBA draft, but Curry was almost traded even before playing a single game for the Warriors. Amar'e Stoudemire was one of the most electrifying players at the time in Phoenix. The Suns' GM, Steve Kerr, who later won 4 NBA championships coaching Curry in Golden State, wanted to break out that team. He had already traded Shaquille O'Neal to Cleveland, and Stoudemire was next. Being one of the best players at the time, Stoudemire should have been sent to the Warriors in exchange for Andris Biedrins, Brandon Wright, Marco Bellinelli, and Curry. The trade did not go through as Stoudemire did not pass the medical with the Warriors due to his knees. Looking back at this trade, it's kind of funny to see that Curry was not even the centerpiece of it. The Warriors were ready to get rid of him and build a team around Stoudemire, Monta Ellis, and Corey Maggette, but just got lucky. Number 3, Kobe Bryant to the Bulls. After the Lakers decided to trade Shaquille O'Neal in 2004 and let Kobe Bryant lead the team, they had a couple of poor seasons. In 2007, Kobe was fed up with the team management, who was not doing anything to surround him with enough talent to play for the championship, and demanded a trade. The Detroit Pistons were the first to offer a good package, including Richard Hamilton and Tayshaun Prince, but Kobe, who was the only player at the time with a no-trade clause, did not want to go to Detroit. But when the Chicago Bulls called, things looked way different. Kobe was interested to go in Chicago, but the Lakers' asking price was too high. The Lakers wanted Luol Deng, Tyrese Thomas, Ben Gordon, and Joakim Noah, and the Bulls could not accept that. And even Kobe did not want to go to the Bulls if all these players were gone. The Lakers realized how serious Kobe was about leaving and did what it took to keep him. They traded for Pau Gasol, and they won the championship twice in the next 3 seasons. The Bulls made an epic mistake by not taking Kobe, Gang, Thomas, Gordon, and Noah. All faced major downfalls in their careers and did not bring almost anything to the Bulls. Number 2. Michael Jordan to the Clippers. So as some of the previous trading scenarios are hard to believe from this perspective, wait until you hear this one. Michael Jordan came into the league in 1984, made the All-Star team in his rookie year, and quickly became one of the best players. In 1988, he won his first MVP award and was named to the All-NBA team for a second straight season. But the Bulls still considered trading him. They were concerned about the broken foot injury he had a couple years back and thought that maybe they could get something more in return. So the Los Angeles Clippers showed up as a potential trade partner as they had the first and the 6th pick at the 1988 NBA draft. Players like Danny Manning, Rick Smits, and Mitch Richmond were options, but the Bulls decided to keep MJ. It is hard to even imagine what would have been if MJ had ended up with the Clippers. Would he take over the league like he did with the Bulls? Would he even win a championship in LA? I guess we'll never know. Number 1. Steph Curry to the Bucks. Finally, as the biggest trade that did not go through, we have to go with Curry to the Bucks. It was all agreed on the deal that would have sent Curry to Milwaukee in exchange for the 2005 first overall pick, Andre Bogut, and there are multiple reasons why we have this one at the top. The deal was completely agreed upon, and it fell apart when Steph Curry was going through the medical examinations with the Bucks. Milwaukee's medical team at the time didn't think Steph's ankles would hold up. We can all laugh at them from this perspective, but Curry actually had big problems with his ankles, and he actually twisted them 18 times only in his rookie year. That was the second time in 3 years for the Warriors to try to trade the player who would have made them one of the best teams in history and bring 4 NBA championships to the Bay Area. Luckily for the Warriors fans, they have to keep him, but did not back down from the idea of getting Bogut. The Warriors had to modify the package, and instead of Curry, they sent Kwame Brown, Monta Ellis, and Epe Udo to the Bucks for Bogut and Steven Jackson. The Warriors were lucky to hold to Curry, and soon they won the first of 4 NBA championships in the following decade. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button. See you in the next video.